When we think of Grey Cup champions from Quebec, most of us think of the Montreal Alouettes, who've won the Cup 7 times, the first one back in 1949. But 5 years earlier, another Montreal-based team captured the national title, and they were the last amateur team to do so. They were a group of Canadian Navy recruits training at Saint-Hyacinthe, just east of Montreal, in the last years of the Second World War. Moe Segal played the entire season with that team, but due to bad luck and bad timing, his name could not be engraved on the cup. Our narrator for Moe's story is a two-time Grey Cup champion with the Alouettes and a member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, Glenn Weir.
Grey Cup Stories, brought to you by Rona.
To anybody who's involved in football, playing it, naturally that is the top banana. It is the supreme of Canadian football. To win it, you have to earn it.
We'd see the cup at the odd time. We'd go to a game and the cup would be on display, and he says, you know, that's where I should be.
In 1944, Moe Segal was fresh off a high school football championship when he enlisted in the Canadian Navy.
It meant a lot just to be able to join a service. When I was at St. Hyacinthe, there was a notice went up on the board, anybody interested in trying out for the Navy football team.
As they trained in Montreal before going overseas, Moe and his shipmates formed an amateur football team called the Navy Combines.
The team played just the way a naval ship's complement would act in time of war. You're not a single soldier going to win the war. You all go down together or you survive together.
The Combines practiced at Old McGill Stadium and joined the Quebec Rugby Football Union, one of 4 major football conferences at the time. As the Quebec season progressed, the wins piled up.
We all got a chance, and we were one team effort.
In terms of technical ability, would rank very low. But in terms of a team, they were #1 by far.
The Combines became known around town as the Middies, the Donnies, and the Tars. Before they knew it, they'd won the 1944 Quebec Championship and were off to the Grey Cup game against the defending champions Hamilton Wildcats, a team comprised of pros.
The odds were against us, really. You know, they had stars.
And everybody said, you know, wow, geez, all these guys, these are pros, and they're going to wipe them out.
A week before the big game, the Combines took part in a tune-up to the championship. A game Moe will never forget.
It was an exhibition game. Anis Stukas stepped on my hand accidentally, and it was a ruptured blood vessel that caused my hand to sort of blow up.
Moe went to the hospital and was forced out of the Grey Cup. The Combine shocked the powerhouse Wildcats and pulled off what was then being called the greatest upset in Grey Cup history. After the win, Moe wasn't in the championship photo, and his name wasn't engraved on the cup.
I was told that only players who dressed were on the Grey Cup or in the picture. Had I known, I would have stayed there. I could have stayed there. It wasn't unbearable. I wish I was there.
A month after the win, the Navy team was disbanded, and many of the players were shipped off to fight in the war. Moe served on a minesweeper in the English Channel.
Some of our ships in our flotilla were expecting mail from were torpedoed. It was quite challenging, but we did it.
When the war ended, Moe returned to Canada and played 2 more years of pro football before retiring. He never got to play in a Grey Cup game.
They were taking the remaining team across the country for the 50th anniversary, and he says, too bad I'm not in this team photo. And he showed me the photo, and I looked at it, and I says, you know what? I says, I can put you in that photo. I was working with Photoshop at the time. I could put him in where he wasn't ever before.
Shows me the picture, and I'm looking and I see my face is there.
In 2008, Segal's story caught the eye of Herb Oster, a writer in Ottawa.
He played every game, and he was certainly a great performer on the field by what I've been able to read in the newspapers. When I saw that, I thought, geez, there's a great story to be told here.
Oster wrote a column in the local paper and followed it up with a letter to the CFL, suggesting Moe's name be added to the Grey Cup.
Seeing that the CFL was coming up on its 100th anniversary, I thought that by writing this, at this time, that perhaps the CFL might have a change of heart.
The 42-man dress roster of the winning team of the Grey Cup gets engraved on the cup. Your name could not be on if you're not on the dress roster. The rule is the rule, that's their policy. I can empathize with him, I can empathize with his family, but as far as players are concerned, I've got a guideline I have to stick with, and that's the guideline.
In fact, Moe is one of a dozen players from Grey Cup winning teams who didn't dress for the final game and are not on the trophy. It's a reality he's come to terms with.
I never heard him upset about it. He just kind of, says, well, it's too bad. Nothing you can do about it now, and move on.
My name is not on the cup. It hasn't been on now for 60-some years. I'm not going to worry about it now. As far as I'm concerned, I was on the Grey Cup team. But that's the way the ball bounces.
Grey Cup Stories, brought to you by Rona.
Following this stop in Montreal, the Grey Cup train heads up to Ottawa for a week of festivities. It then makes a quick trip back to Montreal for the Alouettes' final regular season home game on October 28th at Molson Stadium. Finally, the train hits its home stretch in Ontario, which winds up in Toronto for Grey Cup week. John Liu, TSN, Montreal.